Hi, so today I wanted to talk a little bit about cardiopulmonary resuscitation and the importance of what it is as healthcare professionals that we do in the event that someone's heart stops. And hopefully, my goal, straightforward, is to provide you information that may get you to think about getting certified if you're not already. Part of my job as a nurse is education, and something that I sought after for my own career was the ability to teach life-saving measures to fellow nurses and other people that are required to get CPR. So the American Heart Association has certified me to teach basic life support and advanced cardio life support, and based on the knowledge that I've gained from having those certifications and also teaching them is how big a deal it is that someone who has the knowledge and is present and can intervene should intervene. There's a lot of statistics out there about how what the outcomes are for people that are resuscitated successfully. I'm not going to get into that. If you have questions about that, please reach out and ask me. Um, There's a couple of things that I want to address first about why people don't respond as a bystander to help give someone aid. And it's like there's no judgment there. I totally understand. Like, if I was just out and about and I hadn't been doing this for years and all of that, it's high adrenaline. There's a lot going on. A lot of people just kind of freeze and they think or get stuck or there's nothing going. Like, I get that. Like, totally understand. So, if you do have the information though, and you've been certified, there's like no thinking involved. You just go in and you do it. A couple of things that prevent people from stepping in that I have heard is fear of liability. They don't want to get into trouble if they do something wrong. The other is that they don't want to cause more harm than good. So the first thing is that you can't cause more harm than good because they're already dead. When someone's heart stops, it is effectively, it's not doing anything. It's dead. The body is dead. There's no blood flow, which means that the cells in the body, the brain, the vital organs can't get the oxygen and nutrients that it needs delivered from the bloodstream. The only hope that someone has is to start compressions on the chest and squeeze the heart from the outside of the body and push that blood out to the brain and the other organs so that oxygen and nutrients that are still in the bloodstream can keep those cells going and alive. The other thing is the fear of liability. There is something called the Good Samaritan Law that exists in all 50 states and the District of Columbia. Those laws do vary state by state, as do most of the state laws that we have. But I encourage you to investigate the Good Samaritan Law in your state. If you have questions, please reach out to me or your state Department of Health, and they'd be more than happy to answer questions. Also, when you go take a CPR class, that class in that state should be aware of the Good Samaritan Law that is under that state. A little bit about the class. So basic life support is 4 hours long through the American Heart Association. It's offered through most colleges and hospitals. There are also community outreach programs in bigger areas, like metro areas, specifically for the public itself to be able to learn CPR. If you have questions about that and you aren't sure where to go or what resources you have, again, just message me and I would be more than happy to help you find a class and the cost, which is typically somewhere between $20 and $30. It does require a recertification every 2 years, and because basic life support is such a short course and there's not a lot of extra information to it, and they want to make sure that you are effectively doing compressions and the breathing properly, and that you are aware of any updates that may have happened in the last 2 years, that you know those. So you basically repeat the same class every 2 years, so that's 4 hours every 2 years of your time in order to continue having the certification and the knowledge to effectively aid someone that you might see out and about go down. The class itself is uh, broken down. The way it's taught right now is you have the an adult section, a pediatric section, and a newborn section, or an infant, I'm sorry, infant section. And each of those sections, you learn about um, compressions, breathing. Those together is CPR, and then rescue breathing occurs when someone's just not breathing effectively and what you need to do then. Defibrillator, how to use a defibrillator, and choking, what to do if someone's choking. So, and then they break it down by age. The defibrillator. Most places you'll see a box on the wall, like at Walmart or something, and that's the pads. Like if you've watched a medical show, it used to be paddles, and they would charge and shock the patient. It's now pads, and those allow us to deliver electricity to the heart in order to restart the heart's natural electrical rhythm. So um, you don't have to worry about anything. Like this can be a scary thing for people, and especially if you're not certified, it might be one of the reasons that you don't want to take the class. It's crazy easy. All of them have an on button, and you're going to hear this if you take CPR. They all have an on button. Turn it on, it will talk to you and tell you what to do. That's all you have to do. It will tell you what to, like, in order. Plug it in, put the pads on. If you need to shock, like, it tells you everything. So if that's a fear of yours for taking CPR or BLS, it's not a fear. You go over it in class. They teach you how to use it. There's it's Don't be afraid of it. Um, that brings up another good point. If you have children or yourself are in a league of some kind of sport activity where you're at a location fairly regularly, games every Friday, what have you, if you are certified in CPR, it would be a good idea for you to ask where the defibrillator is. If there was ever an incident, I'm going to just use a Friday night football game for your child, and someone in the audience goes down, if you're certified in CPR, not only can you start compressions on that person's chest, but you can also tell someone where to go to get the defibrillator for you and bring it back. Okay, so this video is already almost 8 minutes, so I'm going to shut it off. And if you have any questions, please reach out. I'm more than happy to help you find whatever it is you need, answer any questions you may have. And for now, I am 5x5. Be the change and make it count.